Story time about how I turned into a literal ape. Listen up. I know what a lot of you may be freaking thinking. Ape. Girl, not biologically possible. But let me give you a little bit of biology, okay? I dated this man a few years ago, and whew, I literally thought that this man was my soulmate, okay? We were compatible in communication and creativity and love, and like, it was a beautiful thing. But while we were over there being in love, my nervous system was in active combat. Let me paint the picture. This man and I'm not trying to talk about him, but he did have a very hairy back, like full ecosystem. At the time, I loved it because he loved love. But little did I know, my body was quietly preparing me to join him, y'all. Let me explain why. Stress in relationships are not just emotional. A lot of the times they are hormonal, especially for women. The woman is constantly anxious, emotionally dysregulated, hypervigilant, critical, overthinking, walking on eggshells, dealing with inconsistency, intensity, confusion, chaos, and honestly so much more. The brain activates the stress response system. Your hypothalamus in your brain will literally signal to your pituitary gland, which tells your adrenal glands, stay with me, to produce cortisol. Now, cortisol is good for managing stress, but when cortisol is high, it don't do so good, girl. When cortisol stays elevated too long, your adrenal glands can also increase androgen production. Androgens are considered the male hormones, much like testosterone. Androgens love to influence hair follicles, ape, oil production, acne, body odor, regular cycles, mood shift, inflammation, and honestly, so much more. So, could you imagine my surprise when I was with him only for a few months too, and my body literally started turning that peach fuzz on my back, thick dark hair. At the time, I had all these esoterical reasons because I'm a very spiritual person, but I truly think a lot of this was hormonal. My follicles literally just started receiving stronger androgen signals, and I think this happened to me because even though the relationship was so lovely and beautiful, I always felt this intense energy around him. I always felt nauseous after being with him for too long, but of course I loved him. I was still romanticizing the relationship where my endocrine system was basically screaming like, girl, this environment is not safe for you. Now, thankfully, I do have discernment, and I know what works for me, and I know when I truly feel safe, because I was lying to myself. But now, if loving feels like my cortisol is on a group project with my androgens, I don't want it. Neither should you.